Welcome to another episode of Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez. Today is June 9th, 2021, and I'm here with Ambrosia. How's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Ambrosia. It's another Wednesday, and
I can't believe it's already June 9th.
yeah, it's crazy. It's this month is going by pretty quick already, isn't it?
Yes, and I'm really sad. I'm not ready for my summer to end. It hasn't even started, but I'm not ready.
Yeah. So I saw number one. I need to ask, what have you done since the last time we spoke?
Okay, I finished. So in my I have started Diagon Alley, the Lego set.
Okay.
Back over my winter break in December, and in the Diagon Alley Lego set, there are 4 like separate buildings.
Yeah.
And so I finished building number 3, and so I only have 4 more buildings to go. So it's almost done, and I'm so excited.
How many pieces is that thing? It's a lot.
It's a lot. Do you want to see? Hold on one second.
Yeah, sure. So last time I spoke to Ambrosia, I talked to her a little bit about my 10-year-old. We've been wanting to get him into Legos, and she's become our Lego expert. And I was telling everybody that you become our Lego expert because my 10-year-old has become like infatuated with the bigger sets now. And he's at that point where he can actually keep track of all his sets. So my wife was like, I need Ambrosia's number. I know she's a Lego person. I need to get some advice.
I know. I need to connect with her because, oh my gosh, it's addicting. I have a couple bags that I just bought last week. But this one is like one of my favorite sets. Okay, so this one is a 5,500 piece set.
Oh my gosh.
And so like it's so cool because like there's 4 separate buildings.
Yeah.
From Diagon Alley, and so yeah, I have 3 of them done. So I'm so excited.
Wow, that's actually really cool. Because I don't know if I had the patience to do like a 5,000 piece Lego set. Number one, I've got too many kids, and they will like not even let me put 5 pieces in.
Oh no.
But it'll just end up, us doing like free Lego play and free build. So
yeah, and I can't do free build. The free build stresses me out. I have to have like my instructions, and like I have to. My husband also builds Legos, and he is like a dumper. He'll just dump everything, and I have to like organize and. But
so my wife did that the last time. She's like, all right, our son got a new set, and she had like bowls out with like different colors and all these different things out there, all organized, all nice and neat. And I'm just like, oh, I've never even thought about like putting my Legos inside of a bowl like that. I would have just put them in piles or something. So I was like,
yeah, well, it stresses me out because there's like the windows and they're clear. And it was on my table and I couldn't see it. And I was like, Lego, they forgot the piece. They're missing a piece. And my husband's like, Lego never forgets a piece. You're probably not looking. Sure enough, like he found it. And so from that moment, I was like, okay,
he's like, no, Lego does not leave out pieces. He's like, do not sully their name.
Yes, no. But I can't even tell you like how many cool, like this one is like a new set. So cool. This one is the Hogsmeade Village. So all their Harry Potter stuff just came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Last week. They're so cool. They're so. Your son is gonna be stoked, but you are gonna be sad. Because my wallet's always sad when we go.
Yeah, oh yeah. I bet our wallet's always sad too. So I did a couple of cool things over the weekend. I went to so I'm doing these random little things on TikTok here and there every once in a while, every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. I kind of show up at a random comic shop in town, and I just kind of film and talk to people and kind of, get a lay of the land kind of a thing, and kind of feel how everybody it feels, being back inside of a shop again. And so I'll film myself. So I ended up at Jesse James Comics in Glendale, Arizona this last weekend, and it's so cool. It's got this huge arcade in there, like you can play pinballs,
Oh my
and
gosh.
he's got this little '80s room in the back where you can play all the '80s vintage arcade games. He's got tabletop gaming in the back and huge comic shop, and he's got this really really awesome scout. I'm gonna call it a scout shrine. So and he heads up the CBSN, which is the Comic Book Shopping Network. So if you guys are in the area of Glendale, look up Jesse James Comics. It's super super cool.
How cool. I love it. I love that, when comic book stores have, like, a little bit for everyone,
Yeah.
because that's what gets people to come in, and then stay.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. We did that, and then what else did we do? Oh, I watched. Obviously, we're gonna talk a little bit about here,
Yeah.
but I watched the entire season of Sweet Tooth.
Which I can't believe you watched the entire season already.
Like, it came out on June 4th. I was already done with it on June 6th. Like, don't tell my wife, she's probably watching, but June that weekend was our anniversary this last weekend, and I was hanging out with her. But like, every time that we were just like hanging out at home or something, I came home, she would watch her show, I would throw on Sweet Tooth and watch it.
That is awesome. I
Sorry.
actually, so this weekend I went and I finished up my sleeve finally, my tattoo. So
Sweet.
I finally have a sleeve. But when I was getting it done, they have like TVs where you could watch, and so they were
Yeah.
like, "What do you want to watch?" And I was like, "Sweet Tooth," and I got vetoed out. The boys were like, "What is Sweet Tooth?" And I was like, "Guys, it's gonna be good." And they're like, "Why don't we stick with Napoleon Dynamite?"
Oh my
So
god.
I got vetoed out to watch Napoleon Dynamite, but I thought that was, like, the perfect time to watch it because I was like, like, I have to sit down,
Yeah, they're
and
not cool.
I'm here for 4 hours, so why not?
Hey, they may be great tattoo artists, but they're not cool. Just kidding. They're awesome. So, fantastic. So I'm excited um about all of the stuff that we're gonna be talking about here. So, let's jump right into some stuff. I don't know. Do you want to jump into our topics, or do you want to talk about a little bit of some geek news? Because I don't know if there's too much out there. There is, but most of everything that anybody's talking about is Loki and Sweet Tooth. Like, that's
Yeah.
all everybody's talking about right now. And maybe the little preview hint of a little teaser that we got of Sandman. So
Oh, wait, I haven't seen that.
I have not seen it myself, but I heard through the grapevine from some people who saw, I think it was like a TV ad or something like that, little tease.
Oh,
It's
I
out,
didn't know
I
that.
guess it's out there somewhere. I'm not sure. So I don't know if anybody out there is watching and you guys know more about that than I have, because I have not seen it. I don't
Yeah, where can we find
know.
this at?
Yeah, I'm bet we can probably find it on
I
YouTube.
feel so this weekend was also my best friend is getting married, and I was the maid of honor, so, I was in charge. It was her bachelorette weekend, so, like, the past
Mhm.
week has just been filled of, like, making sure I don't screw up at this, and so I'm really excited because now that's done, and I could just focus on, like, comic books and things that I'm missing out on because
Yeah.
I haven't even heard about The Sandman, which I'm super excited for. Have you read that series?
I've read a little bit of it, like, a long time ago back in the day, and I need to get back into it. That's
It's good.
that's all I gotta say is I gotta get right back into it because I have not checked it out since then.
Well, that's what I do like about like, I mean, when was, like, the first book of Sweet Tooth? When did that come out?
It was quite recently, I think, huh?
Oh, yeah, like 2017.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
recently. Yeah,
and then so I do like that, like, they're bringing some of these older, it's 2017, back into recent times, though, because like, look at MODOK,
yeah,
um, or, like, these more uncommon, like Invincible,
yeah,
um, Sandman, like all that stuff that aren't your typical Avengers. um, Superman stories.
Yeah. 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 So I'm all about it. There was another one that just got picked up that I was like, "Ooh, that sounds really cool." Um Also, I don't know if you've heard about this book. It's a Scoot title, and it's called Unicorn.
Oh.
Um Unicorn. And it's in it, but it's spelled with the K instead of the C in the middle. So it's really good. It follows a young lady who inherits a horse with a nub on his head, and
Oh,
it's hidden. It's hidden by the fly cap or whatever. And obviously, because of the title, we know what the horse actually is, right? But this book got picked up. I don't know if it's gonna be TV or a movie. I can't remember. I think it's show, but it got picked up before the book was even released.
what?
Huge, yeah. That's
Well, look at Berserker.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, okay, so Bill says that Sweet Tooth came out in 2009.
2009. Okay.
Maybe it was published in 2017. Or this book was. But
Yeah,
uh
because Black it came back. If it came out in 2009, it had to come out somewhere else because Black Label is very recent, and the Sweet Tooth book that you have in your hands there, Ambrosia, has a Black label on there. So
let's see.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
So
know either.
they must have. They do that all the time. They do, like, if it's a creator owned, they pitch it to the company and they reprint it all the time. So it's not uncommon at all. So
No.
I don't doubt it at all. But yeah.
Oh, it was Vertigo first.
There you go. Yeah, they do
Okay.
that all the time. They reprint it, they pitch it. Then when they get the rights back, they pitch it to another place, and they sometimes they put extra stuff in or take or fix what they wanted to fix a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Yeah, so it came out in 2009, originally done by Vertigo.
yeah. He says it was reprinted under the Black Label. So it's super cool though, man. It's so from the moment that it was 2009 till now. Uh, and it's hitting. I don't think we could have ever seen anything like this on the screen in 2009, like at all.
No.
Like I think it's good that it hit the screen now because it's so good. Why don't we just talk about that now since we're already
Yeah.
talking about it? Let's drop if you guys have not seen Sweet Tooth, this is probably the time to leave. Yeah, sorry, 13 minutes into it and we're already telling people to leave our stream. That's bad, right?
Bye.
No, but anyway, if you guys we are going to be talking about Sweet Tooth, and we're also going to be talking about Loki here. So spoilers beware. So Ambrosia, you watched the first episode. I watched the whole entire thing. I want to know
I
what
can't believe
your
that you binged it. I'm still, like, baffled because each episode is an hour, and
yeah.
yeah. But, what did you think? Because you haven't read the comic, so what were your impressions of it?
I've not read in its entirety, but I like the show a lot. The book when it first came out, I was like, I don't know about this one. I did like that. I, I did like that we look at okay, bye. I did like the fact that we've heard a lot of people who've read the book and then watch the show say that they've done really good about keeping the same kind of vein of the book. So I do like that aspect. We always hear those kind of things where people are like, "Yeah, it did not feel the same as it did when I read the book." And a lot of fans are kind of let down that way. I don't think we got anybody let down. I think they are excited.
No, not at all, and, so I've only seen episode 1,
Mhm.
and there obviously are some differences, but, like, none of them made me be like, "Oh, this is" like,
Yeah.
I was still super excited about it, and yeah, so, like, the differences that they used, like, weren't dramatic, and it didn't change
Yes.
the story, like, drastically, and no, like, the feel of it,
So,
um,
number
it was
one,
so
you did say that there's one huge difference here. You said, Amy. is not in the book, or you
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she's not in the comic. So, and I haven't gone I haven't binged it.
Well,
So
at least
I
so
don't know how big of a part that she has
mhm.
in the, um,
If
in the series. Does she have a big part?
it feels like it's pretty huge. It it does. It feels really huge. So, it makes me wonder, like, how they're gonna tackle that and how it's going to kinda differentiate a little bit. But I'm all about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We saw some good things come out of the way they handled The Walking Dead, right? They those differences and things like that. We've also seen them do some horrible things with differences, right? We've also seen that in Walking Dead, but we've also seen some bad things happen and that they differentiated from the story with like Game of Thrones, right? So do you think that we're gonna see anything like that, or you think where they're gonna continue?
I think I hope that they continue, based off of what I've seen so far, and it's also interesting. Do you know who's producing this?
I had it all up, but my computer just said, uh,
Robert Downey Jr.
yes, the Downies. Yeah.
Yep, yeah, him and his wife are producing this, which for one was interesting because you know, I don't know much about the, like, publication or ooh, I don't know if this publication's even right, but, like, the term agreements type thing because he was
Huh.
working with Marvel, and then to be able to produce something that's a DC thing,
Yeah.
there had to be some sort of, like,
Mhm.
"Is he done with Marvel?" Um, so that's
Okay,
what
so here's my theory with that. I like you know back and this is probably like the real easy given story the theory here. You know, when we all heard, oh yeah, he's not gonna be Iron Man anymore, this and that, right? I think we're gonna see him come back. If we see Iron Heart, right? Is that what the
Mhm.
if we see Iron Heart come into the MCU, I think we're gonna see Robert Downey Jr. as the voice of her AI. Yeah.
That would be so
I mean,
cool.
he's not Iron Man, right? So they didn't really lie to us. So so
Right.
so so that's probably the obvious given that everybody's probably speculating on, but that's my theory too. So
I would love that,
yeah,
but
I think that would be like a fan service for everybody, right?
mhm,
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. I was also really nervous, because I when I read when I watch comic book what is that word? Adaptation.
Adaptations,
Thank you. Um, thanks, speech therapy. Um,
all those 20 years that did nothing.
I know, I even have my speech card
Oh,
so I
there
could
you go.
practice. Just kidding,
Oh my
kind
gosh.
of. Um, but,
Okay. Sidebar here. Do you say faux or pho?
I say "pho."
Okay.
Why?
I don't know why that just popped because I saw the PH and I just had to ask when you
Oh,
first
I pho pho. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because in
it,
English, we our PH says "pho" or "pho" or
it's because it's spelled PHO, right?
yeah.
But they
So, okay, okay, I could see that, I could see that. But I always called it "pho" because I always based it off of what, like, the employees will
Yeah.
say,
Mhm.
and so I try to listen to them, and try to YouTube it too. Same with, like, the word Euro, like
Uh-huh.
Gyro.
Yeah.
I hear it gyro, euro, gyro, and so I try to YouTube it first.
You
So
like, where you hear it?
yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
but,
That's hilarious.
um
Okay, anyway, back
oh, but I'm always really nervous when it comes to comic book ab how do you say that word again?
adaptations.
Adaptations. My husband makes fun of me because there are certain words that I can't say because and I talk about it in my podcast because I used to have a speech problem,
Yeah.
and so there are some words that I can't say, and so
Mhm.
I have to, like, really, like, add dem okay, I'll practice on that word.
Is he
Uh,
right there laughing at you right now?
No, which I'm really, really grateful for. Um,
That'd be awesome. You just hear him
Adapt
cackling
ad
back.
adaptations. Adaptations, okay. No, there are days
Um,
when, like, I'm just, like, trying to say words, and he was like, "If we were in the 1960s or, like, in the 1950s, I could probably have you, put into the mental institution because." Yeah, I was like, "It's fine, it's fine." But, I always get really nervous because it's a hit or miss, like you were saying, like,
yeah,
with The Walking Dead, I don't know. What is a bad comic book adap adaptation
a bad one? Oh,
that you've
somebody
watched?
that I've seen, I don't know if it's I can't say if it's, like, bad. Maybe it's just, like, cheesy or, like, really, like, you're just like, "Ooh, that's, like, B-movie kind of stuff." Maybe, like, the old school, maybe the Dolph Lundgren, Punisher. So, like,
Oh,
super cheesy.
yeah.
But, like
Okay, I could see those. Well, I
but
think a lot of them were cheesy,
yeah.
and I don't know if it's, production
Uh-huh.
and technology that we have now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they did good with this one. I don't think this is gonna
Oh,
be
this one's great.
yeah, yeah.
This one's great. I also really like the casting that they
Oh, yeah.
had for Gus.
Yeah.
I think Gus is awesome.
Mhm.
Um, and so is what's his name? Jump. He calls him the big man.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what's his name? It's going to
Shepherd.
bother.
Jep.
Oh yeah, Jeopard, like
Yeah.
leopard. Um, and I mean, their characters are very like in the comic book. Jeopard is
Mhm.
like a white, older, grumpy old man.
It feels like that. Mm,
And
I could feel it, like, at I love the way that, the actor here I forget his name, Nonzo, Nozzle, see, that's why I should not repeat names like that. But let's say Nonzo. He does a really good job in portraying Big Man. I do feel like as I'm like kind of listening to the dialogue, it does feel like I'm like, oh, he's a grumpy guy. But I like the way they kind of switched it up. He's an old kind of washed up football guy or injured football dude in the apocalypse. His journey in the show is very much exactly where I would kind of put somebody in those kind of shoes. Like he's a big man. He needs to use in the apocalypse. He needs to use hit what he has and best, right? And his big, you know, burliness or I don't know. I don't know. Does that make sense?
no, 100%. And do you know kind of who he reminds me of?
Who's
He
that?
kind of has like a Daryl from The Walking Dead personality.
Ah, okay. I see. Kind of like just
He's like
nonchalant,
a
like
he
do
has
my
like a
own thing.
yes, because it's different. Well, and then it's different because in the show we see Gus who wants to go with Jeopard
Yeah.
and who's like, "All right, I have a mission. Let's go." But he doesn't it's not like that in the comic. It's
Mhm.
Jeopard who convinces him to go because Jeopard
Oh,
in the comic um Jeopard's the one who told him like, "Hey, did you know that there is a preserve for hybrids like you? There are other hybrids for you like you and there is a preserve to take you.
yeah.
Why don't you come with me?" And, in there it's in Colorado too, versus in the show, it's, "Help me find my mom."
Yeah.
So,
So,
I'm curious to
okay,
know, like,
so
where the paths are going to go and if they'll, like, meet because can I give you can I give you a spoiler of the
yeah,
comic?
sure, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Spoiler to the comic, um, uh, Jeopard actually originally uses Gus as, like,
Mm,
a bargaining chip because and I don't know if they do this in the show. I don't know. But he tries to get Gus because, he wants to take him to a scientist because the
okay,
scientist, what is it? I don't remember. The scientist, like, has his wife, or I don't remember, but Jeopard wants uh, to take he was also hunting hybrids,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
but not like the other hunters who were hunting to kill. He was
Uh-huh.
wanting them to find a hybrid to take to the scientists to help the scientists.
Okay. All right. That sounds okay. So they are using a lot of elements here, that are very similar, to what you're saying here, and so the paths are very similar. So they do have him. There is the preserve, so that element is still there. He does want to go look for his mom. So I had like this question: do you feel like that kind of fell flat in this, or do you feel like it was a little bit more strong of a story, like in the comic book? Like that's the reason why he would leave his area. That's the
Was
one reason why he needs to find. He's being convinced that he needs this shelter.
I think it's definitely hyped up more in the movie or in the show,
Okay.
about his mom, than in the comic book. In the comic book, it doesn't it doesn't have
It doesn't
that.
it doesn't have
Um,
that element. Okay.
no, like briefly, but not as much as it does in the show. And the reason why he wanted to leave where he lived was because he just didn't want to be alone anymore.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
which was kind of like, what we see here, but he
Mhm.
also knew that he had a mom.
Yeah. So I can understand a kid, not wanting to be alone anymore, and the first person that comes by, they're like, "You look safe. Let's go. You got you're taking care of yourself. You're capable of taking care of me." You know what I mean? You're not some
Mhm.
creepy dude that's trying to kill me. So, yeah, why not? I don't want to be alone. Let's go. I'm gonna do it. So I understand that aspect. I do, I do. It does feel a little bit stronger in the show, but knowing the fact that I don't know, it's one of those hard things that you're like, did it fall flat, or did it need to be that way so that it wasn't too heavy and significant, because this other story and this other direction that they're going to be taking the show is going to be a little bit more uh built up, yes, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Full,
No, no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
more like a full
Yeah. So my goal for this next week is to finish watching the series
Okay.
and then compare it to where they left off in like what book they're on.
Yeah.
Like if the story follows through from the series of
Yeah.
the comic.
Okay.
So, and yeah, so because right now, I mean, the most recent Sweet Tooth comic was just, I think it ended in August of
Okay.
2001. It was Sweet Tooth Returns, or The Return of Sweet Tooth.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm all about this one. It gets a whole lot better. You see, there's different elements here, and I'm excited about it. Like what's cool about it is I was watching it, and I look over, and my wife is there's this scene in the first episode where the doctor walks up to the window, and he sees all the babies there. And my wife saw the baby. She's like, "Oh, that's adorable." Did you have that same feeling? She's like, "Oh my gosh, these
I don't
babies."
want babies, but I want a hybrid baby.
All
Like
right.
if I was told that I could have hybrid babies, that I could possibly have a baby that's half human, half owl, I'd be like, sign me up, let's go.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, okay, so if you were to have a hybrid baby, what kind of baby would you have?
Oh, that is a great question. I don't know. I like that owl baby looks so cute, and I love owls. I would just take one of everything.
One of every.
Yes.
Oh
Because
man.
my husband and I, like, we would instead of having kids, we just want animals.
Okay.
And so, but then like that's like two things into one.
You guys
Yeah.
are like, it's combined.
Yes. What about you? Which hybrid would you have?
I think because of my nature and my wife's nature, it would probably be some kind of like ferocious cat. Like
Ooh,
that's probably what
like
I'm
a
like a
like a
like a
cheetah or
mosquito
panther.
or a panther or a lion or some maybe a tiger. I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know.
that'd be cool.
That'd be interesting to see. Like, yeah. So, um, I did have a question and I just completely forgot, and it was a good one too.
I thought that hybrid question was a good one.
Yeah. um. Okay, so that's what it was. So, if in the story, do you feel the so why do you think the reason that they have shown up? Are they so in the first episode, you don't know. Let's say we don't know anything about the comic books. We've watched it for the first time.
Oh,
They're trying to set it up to make us feel and think that um this was a natural thing. We had this virus, and then to counter the virus, the children were born, and it made me think and go through the series thinking up until the point that told us what was going on. um, that the hybrid children were there to create a cure, or just like we're kind of trying to. So, but I thought it was like natural, like
I'm gonna say I don't want to give too much away, but like Mother Nature, us as humans, ruin everything about.
yeah,
Well, not ruin everything, but like we have done so much damage to like Mother Nature. Um,
yeah.
and then also in the comic, they talk a lot more about religion
Okay.
and in particular like God. Like his dad like would pray a lot. And then like the hunters would be like, there's no such thing as God. So like there's a lot of like I would say for one, another big difference is that the comics are a lot darker than the show. And
Oh,
so a lot of like well, foul language too. But a lot of elements almost have like a more like horror-y sense than what we see in the show so far. And so I'm curious to know how that's going to play out, like with the religion aspect, with the um, cure slash disease aspect of it. But um, I'm going to say Mother Nature. They did it. Hi.
what happened? We got kicked off the internet.
I have no idea.
That was so weird. Our internet got kicked off for some weird reason. But we are back. And you were in the middle of saying something.
What did you do last year?
What's that?
What did you last hear?
You were in the middle of talking about the you didn't want to give anything away, and you said,
Oh,
and that's the last thing I heard.
oh, really? That's interesting. Okay, so I was talking a lot about like Mother Nature, and how in the comics they talk a lot more about religion and God.
Mhm.
And I'm curious to know how far they are going to push that into the show. So I'm really excited to make that comparison
Yeah.
next week. Um, and how
Yeah.
I think if there is a difference between the comic, that might be one of them. Because in the show, do they talk about the disease, like, and the cure for it, or like where
Yeah,
does
they
it?
do. They talk about the disease. So we do find out that, and here we go again, guys. If you're watching this, spoilers. If you not have not watched the entire season of Sweet Tooth, step away, turn it off, don't listen, because I'm
Or if you
about to
like me
drop.
and like spoilers.
I do the same. I love spoilers too. So it just makes me more excited to watch it,
Hmm.
or read it. So they do we find out that this is not natural. That it was set up by some scientists. It was
Oh.
we know that Gus is kind of like a test tube baby. He does not have a
Hmm.
mom or a dad. We find out that his father was actually a janitor and his mother was a scientist, who was actually created him, and we find out that that they created this disease, and I guess there was a variant that happened that they created the children. They were creating this because they wanted to tackle some diseases, and they saw that that in the in the years to come, that there was going to be more kind of natural pandemic disasters and things of that nature. So they were trying to create something so that they can kind of preemptively help with that kind of thing, like with the vaccines and stuff. And I guess they
Yeah.
figured out, they created hybrids, and then, but to on the flip side of those things, if you do something wrong within the all that scientific mumbo jumbo that I don't know anything about, they when they create this, they created a disease that kills people too and highly contagious. So that's what we know. um the preserve has been taken over by the main dude, the bad dude, the antagonist. So, oops. So yeah, that's basically where we are right now as we
Cool.
sit. I don't know how far that is in
I
the
know,
book.
that's why. Yeah, that's why.
So
Ooh, I need to go back and
I think
reread.
the season ends with Gus getting captured. um I gotta go back and rewatch those last few episodes, because a lot happens towards the end there, and I really need to get back in there and kind of find out, and because
No,
it all kind of like, I watched it so much like back to back that it all just kind of blends
it
together. So
blends. Yeah.
I need to go back and watch and break down episode for episode. So
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. You also said that you wanted to rewatch something else that came out this week. What was that?
I don't know, what were we talking about?
It was the new one that came out. It starts with an owl and rhymes with pokey.
Oh, Loki. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I did. Here we go. Here we go. We have another spoilers here. If you guys have not seen Loki episode 1, step away. Super cool episode. Have you seen it? You haven't seen it, have you?
No, I haven't. My new class has been like taking over. So it's but I'm okay with spoilers. I've seen already a ton of spoilers. But I
Yeah.
have just heard that it is amazing.
It's
Um,
so good. There are so many things. I have not. So what I usually do is I usually watch it, and then me and my son. So okay, so check this out. Me and my son are watching all of the MCU TV shows that are coming out. We watched WandaVision, we watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're gonna watch Loki, and anything else that comes out, we're gonna watch it too, like Hawkeye and all that stuff.
mhm.
So we're watching that, and then immediately after, we'll go and watch like our favorite YouTube spoiler Easter
And like
egg.
Easter
So
eggs. Yeah.
our favorite is New Rockstars. So I don't know if you guys, but
Oh,
so it's really cool. So we watch that, and they do the Easter egg breakdowns, and it's super cool. And then sometimes we'll go back and watch that episode and kind of go back and find the Easter eggs that they told us about. So
uh,
I'm hoping to do that soon. I need to go rewatch it. So we got to go watch the Easter eggs and then go rewatch it.
okay. Yes. So you are correct. Rockstar is one that, our new Rockstars is the one that typically we watch. I just like his
Yeah.
consistency, and
Yeah.
I like his energy overall. It's a really good, and it's crazy how fast he gets it released.
Well, when you have when you're getting paid to do it, and you have people that are
Almost,
like, so
he almost have 3 million subscribers.
well, he's got a lot, number one, and he's probably got a guy that does this stuff here on like that we do on the fly. So like all the stuff that we do behind the scenes, he's probably got a guy over there. So all he's got to do is be in front of the camera. Like if I could do that, I'd still
No,
be the same.
no, that makes sense. But okay, so what were some highlights of Loki?
Okay, so
Well, okay, first
it,
off, what were your expectations walking into it?
so I honestly did not know what to expect, because I did know that it was going to be a time travel story. I knew that they were going to be capturing him because we saw the trailer. They talked about time variance and all this stuff, right? Um, I have seen a lot of speculation about Lady Loki and Kid Loki,
Mhm.
maybe possibly coming here. There's going to be so here's a big spoiler here. Um, he's looking for himself. They can't they grab him. They basically hire him to look for himself. That's what they said, and they end out the show, and you see a silhouette of somebody. That silhouette to me, the person that they're
Is
looking for
him?
is Loki, but I don't think it's Loki. They keep saying it's a variant of Loki. I think it's Lady Loki.
That would be sweet. Well, and especially because there was a lot of, like, when Marvel and, like, Disney Plus put out one of their, like, pictures, and it has, like, his, like, his manila folder of, like, his age, his height, his weight, all that
Mhm.
fun stuff, and
Yeah.
on there under gender, they have him as fluid, which was huge because, technically he is fluid because he changes it up.
Okay.
Um, and so, that was a huge indication of Lady Loki because
That's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool that we saw something like that. We saw, we saw something that there was a big one where he said, "Who did all this?" There was a time where they walked into a place where there was somebody dead on the floor in a like a church or something, and the kid walks in, and he says, "Who did this?" And the kid points to a stained glass window, and it's the devil, right? So everybody, the internet blew up thinking that means Mephisto, right? That was one of the first things that I thought too. I was like, whoa, wait, are they confirming Mephisto? Um, but
oh,
but then I started thinking about it honestly. If Loki has his headdress, he could very much look like very and like the devil, right? And if they're
right.
doing devilish things, a kid is going to associate that's the devil, right? So I don't think it means that Mephisto is actually, they're confirming that Mephisto is in the universe. I think it was just one of those things that kind of throw us off.
Well, people have been wanting Mephisto since WandaVision.
Oh yeah, yeah, they have.
And so this is one I don't do fan theories. Um, because I think was it the writer said that Loki isn't it's not based off of any specific comic.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't do fan theories because how it's written in the comic books and how Marvel and Disney are going to do it are going to be two very different things.
Oh yeah,
And so I walk
and
with Loki. I'm walking in 0
yeah, and
expectations or like
yeah, and I don't think that it should be exactly like the comic books. I love the fact that, like we were talking about Sweet Tooth, Sweet Tooth differentiates a little bit from the comic book, but it still has the same element, obviously Gus and Big Man go on a journey so that they can keep the kids safe. It doesn't start out that way because Gus and Big Man create a relationship between each other where maybe the big grumpy guy is gonna soften up a little bit, or maybe he's always been soft. He's just had to be hard on the exterior because of the apocalypse, right? So
yeah.
so so also got to take all that kind of stuff in consideration too. Um, all these different things. So I don't think that the comic books should be exactly the same. Now the elements and the feel of the book I think should stay there because if you don't then and if the elements for Sweet Tooth the show weren't and the book weren't there, they wouldn't be the same because the two
Right.
stories that we're talking about are two completely different stories that are going to branch off into something somewhere completely different, right? And possibly end in a very similar way, but not the exact way, right? But
Right.
is that bad?
No,
No.
I don't think so. So, what was your overall, uh, like, not expectation, but, like, your overall feeling of the show?
So I
Or your
I
overall opinion? Or
I like where they're going because they're setting up a whole lot of stuff. Just like WandaVision setting up a multiverse of madness. This one talks a little bit about it because they give you a little video of telling you where he is and what the TVL is and all that stuff.
mhm.
So or TVA, I'm sorry. And the little video is kind of cool because there's so much Easter eggs in that video. You know, I mean, you see the timekeepers, and the one in the middle is Kang the Conqueror, right? And,
They
and we
bring
see,
Kang in?
yeah, we see him, and he looks just like the actor's face who they've announced who's gonna play him, right? So that's already another indication that he's gonna be in the MCU coming very soon. So he's there, and and so that's cool, right? And you got that, so that's building that big huge story, and kind of just that's it's just like another pillar to prop up the story that they're trying to build in this next phase. And I think if they do that with these different TV shows, and I think they're building something really really solid on solid foundation, because it's going to prop up those movies, where maybe those movies wouldn't have hit as hard because everybody's like, "Oh, that's not the Avengers anymore." Right?
Right.
So I think everybody kind of already has this negative connotation that the Avengers are going to already be different, and the
Mhm.
future of the MCU is gonna be completely different. Um, I think them doing these with these shows, it was a smart move.
No, I agree, and I think as, I love the MCU, um, they are just so much fun, and they are different than comics. And so I have an appreciation for them bringing, like, Kang into it, and some of
Mhm.
these characters that we haven't seen, that the
Yeah,
comic books just, I don't know. And I like the show format better than the movies, I think. There's just so much more that you could get into it.
yeah, I agree, I agree. So you haven't seen it yet.
No,
I keep
but I
thinking
will.
you've seen it.
No, I'll get there, I'll get there.
You gotta get on it.
I
Serious.
know.
So it's gonna
It's
drop every Wednesday, like comic
Oh,
books.
and I think that's what threw me off because
Oh, yeah?
typically their shows have been on Fridays. And so I didn't even realize that it
Oh.
officially came out until being on TikTok, and I was like, "What?" Um, so, yeah, I didn't realize that it was on Wednesdays. So now I know.
Yeah, every Wednesday we're gonna get a Loki,
Wait,
and we're
so technically it just came out today.
yeah,
So
it came
wait, what time did you watch it at?
maybe about a few hours, like an hour or two ago before the show.
Okay. Okay.
But see, I told you before the show that I was up late doing some writing, right?
Yeah.
And up and like midnight hit, right? And I was like, I wonder if it's there. And I checked it and I said, "Oh, it's there."
It
But I was
was.
like hoping that it was gonna hit and not like I hope it was gonna hit like in New York's time zone and when they hit midnight, because they hit like 3 hours before me. So I was gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna watch it 3 hours before everybody on this side of the of the country. I was like,
No,
nope. Nope, it did not. They are smart. They said it when you're in your time zone, when it hits midnight, then it'll be released.
that is smart. That is
Yeah.
actually That is super smart. But yeah, I mean some of my TikTok peeps, they were waiting until midnight to watch it. And then
Oh, yeah?
yeah, and I'm old now. I can't do that. Even on my summer breaks, I have to go to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah, that'd be we should do a watch party. We should be a part of a watch party and just watch it.
Well, you guys don't
Uh-huh.
have time. Oh yeah, but we're on different time zones.
Well, yeah, oh, yeah. Well, I wonder if I stream it on my device, you
Oh,
can
that's true.
watch it.
That's true.
We
Good thinking.
we're
Good thinking.
we're all like, "Yeah, let's do this." Yeah. All
Yes.
at midnight, my wife is gonna be she's like, "What the heck's wrong with you? You're not doing that."
That's funny. No, my husband makes fun of me because 'cause I'm like, "It's bedtime, guys. Good night."
I mean, my wife likes to, likes to try to get me to go to bed like around 6 p.m. Not happen.
Oh.
I was like, nope, that's when my stream starts. Sorry. No. We're
No.
old people already. We're just so old.
I
And
know. Well, I'm drinking that's why I've been chugging waters because like my back was hurting and I was like, is it from sitting at the computer for so long or is it kidney stones? I don't know.
she so she's like, so I went on this like research binge. Went and rented books or got books from the library about kidney stones.
No, I've just been diagnosing myself, so.
Oh no.
But in my
That's
defense, I had kidney stones before. So that's why I'm like, "Oh."
no. That's like
No.
nope.
Should we talk about some comics that came out this week?
Yeah, well let's talk about some comic books because we are all out of other topics.
Oh, well, that works out
Wait,
then.
I got music for you right here. How about this?
Oh, cool.
How about this? Is that Here we go. Some
Oh,
music.
it's my UFO music.
Is it? Is that it?
Oh,
Is this the
I
UFO
don't know.
music? No, this is not the UFO music.
I think so. I think this is my UFO music. I called it my UFO music. Also, I watched that show with what was it called? It was on Amazon with the guy getting taken away, abducted by the aliens.
Oh yeah, Fire in the Sky or something like that.
Yes. I have like 10 minutes left of it. So
okay, how did you like it?
So far it's really good. Like,
Oh yeah,
like for when it was made, it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
yeah,
Okay.
it's an interesting story, and you know what's crazy is that in August, I'm going out to camping out there in the Mogollon Rim.
Are you really?
Yeah, that's where this guy got abducted, the Mogollon Rim, huh?
Yeah.
That's
like
where
what made you decide to go camping there?
That because it's beautiful and it's gonna be really gorgeous and it's not gonna be super hot like out because we live out here in Arizona where it's really really hot, and so we have to get away. We have to go up north to get away, and so that it's really cool up there. So that's where we're gonna go. But that's not the only thing. The crazy thing that's happening. Like,
oh dang.
So you know that I've got this obsession with like Sasquatch and these forest monsters, right? So
yeah,
I've gone so like I've even watched like Monster Hunters on like a History Channel and everything. Like, like seriously, rabbit hole mine. Anyway, so there's this story out there that they call it the Mogollon monster. And it's very much like a Sasquatch. So we have our own Sasquatch sightings out here in Arizona.
That's so cool.
That's so crazy.
It's funny. I don't know how we haven't gone into a deep dive. We'll have to talk about it sometimes. But I saw you write it on Facebook. But yeah, Sasquatch is 100% real.
Yeah, you love that. So yeah,
I do. I love Sasquatch and I love alien abductions.
So our last few episodes, we were talking a little bit about that, and you were like, you got to tell me about this show because I told you about this show on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
It's not what you think it is at all.
I'm on episode 2.
It's not a Sasquatch story.
It's not. Is it a drug story?
Because drug true crime story.
That's what I figured out. It's been a lot about all of this stuff has been happening on marijuana farms.
Yep.
And I keep waiting to hear more. Yeah. So I'm on episode 2 so far, and yeah, what I've learned a lot is that it's been on. A lot of it takes place on marijuana farms, and then I also want to ask, were you on any shrooms when you saw these, or
me, or
no, these people who are telling the stories?
Well, you got to keep watching because they're on something. Then it's not marijuana.
Okay, so did you like the show then?
I liked the show. It was really interesting. I like true crime stuff though. But I like watching true crime TV shows. I don't like listening to true crime podcasts.
Okay.
I do, but then I don't. I'd rather spend my time listening to a comic book podcast. I don't know why. So anyway, but yeah, they I liked it a lot. It was really cool. Um, it was not anything about Sasquatch. I just thought that it was gonna be. I was like, dude, this guy's like a monster hunter. He's gonna go into the forest. He's gonna find some stuff, and he's gonna find some evidence. And I'm just like, yes, let's see. I'm about this. Nope,
Yeah,
nope.
I kept waiting for it, and granted, I'm only on episode 2, but
Finish it.
good
It's
to know.
good. It's a
Good
good
to know.
story. It's a good
Okay.
story. There's all kinds of different layers to it once you get into there, and you're just like, whoa, this is a. You're like, this is a good story now that it's all developing. You're just like, oh man, okay,
Yeah.
I like that, but it wasn't what intrigued me about it when it first popped up. So I was like, okay, cool.
Oh,
So
good. Okay, I'll have to finish it off.
yeah, do it, do it, do it out.
All right. So in terms of comics, we got for Marvel, The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 68 came out. I am ready for this run to be over. I say this every week, every other
Yeah,
week. It's just it's time to be done. It's time to be done. But and Spider-Man has his old suit back, so all's
okay,
well.
there it is.
However, if you are a Spider-Man fan, you definitely need to be reading Spider-Man Spider Shadows. Issue number 3 came out,
Okay.
and Marvel is bringing back the What If series, and
Ooh,
and they started with this comic because they're going to be I mean, we know that there's the What If series show that's coming out,
yeah,
and so they are relaunching I hope that they're going to be doing more of these cuz it was so good. Um,
yeah.
and typically in the What If series, it was like a one-shotter. Like it was maybe it was considered an anthology, but
Mhm.
none of the stories like continued. It was just like this is what today is like what if Superman or what if uh Captain
Somebody.
Marvel blah 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 blah. Um and so this one, I think it's a 5-issue miniseries, but
Okay. Yeah.
it's so good. So this one is what if Spider-Man kept the Venom suit, like came,
Oh,
and it is so good. It's dark and twisted, and it's really good.
that
Uh,
that sounds cool.
it's really good.
Um, so have you read it? You read it?
No, not issue 3 yet, but I've
Okay.
read. I'm caught up on 1 and 2.
Okay. So if you were writing this book, what would Spider-Man be? How would his life be altered if he kept the suit?
Oh, if he kept the suit, oh, he would. Well, we already are kind of already seeing this, but I think it'd be interesting to see him as like an anti-hero,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
because of how he is such like a uh maybe well, he's already turned into Venom. But I guess like you know how he always puts his family first, like Aunt
Mhm.
May, Gwen
Yeah.
Stacy, Mary Jane, whoever he's dating. But like what if he just like didn't? What if he just
Yeah.
was his own
What if he
like
just
excuse my
started?
language, but like he just like middle fingered everyone and was like, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
my own thing.
He's like, oh, but, I mean, come on, think about it. Do you think it's super hard to be Peter Parker? Like, take
Oh,
let's strip away Spider-Man and superpowers and all that stuff. It's freaking difficult to be Peter Parker just
and
in
that's
life, right?
yes, and that's what connected me to Spider-Man or to Peter Parker when I first he's the reason why it got me into comics because,
Yeah.
like, it was this kid who at the time I was in high school was struggling by, like, juggling plates and, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
trying to keep his life together, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Same, same," and so I felt his internal struggle, which is what connected me, so I think
Yeah.
it would be cool if yeah, if we saw the opposite of that,
Mhm.
and if he was just middle finger, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
I I feel like if this is the direction that he would be, that's probably what he would do. Like he would totally give the middle finger, right? Because think about it, it's so hard to be Peter Parker that he'd be just like, dude, I got this new, the suit that's got me the kid. I got this power. I'm done being me. Like I like the way this feels. I'm gonna like if he totally gave in, he would totally be a d bag.
What if? And then what if him and Black Cat got together, like officially?
Um,
Because they've
um,
always had a thing,
they've
and
always had a thing, yeah. Yeah.
Felicia Hardy is
She's
like
a
their
bad girl.
yeah, and that's why he never could be with her because he was like, she's too much of like, no matter what, she's always going to be a burglar, a burglar,
Yeah.
and
It's just
uh,
bad news, just
yeah.
absolute bad news.
So we would have, I think they would be, if they would be
Hey,
uh, uh, Joker and Harley Quinn couple. They're just toxic and no good, but they're so good at the same time.
yeah, I feel the same. Look, Thomas showed up. Look, you are late, Thomas.
Hi,
Look at
Thomas.
you. You are getting you are your card is pulled, man. Just kidding. You should have heard it earlier. We were grasping
Uh-oh.
at straws, dude. We are lost without you, Thomas. We're
It's true, we
lost,
were.
man.
Ooh,
No, but
oh, sorry, go ahead.
go. What else we got?
We got Star Wars Bounty Hunters, which I think this is the first one that ties into the War of the Bounty Hunters. I could be wrong. Or
Okay.
issue 12 was. So, I was watching The Circle with my wife. What's The Circle?
Circle. What is the circle? He said trash TV. Hey man, you know me and my wife love trash TV. You know what my favorite one that I love to watch with my wife
What?
is 90 Day Fiance.
I love 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah,
That is
and
like my trash TV show.
and what else is 90 Day and all those ones, all the spin-offs. We watch every single one. And
I love them so much.
there's a new one too, Love at First Sight, I think. Is that what it's called? No, no.
Is it on
Uh,
Netflix?
This is still the Smut TV one where they are it's like a blind date, but it's a blind marriage. I
Oh,
forget what it's
yeah,
called. What's that one called?
yeah,
My wife's
oh,
gonna be like, "You're wrong." When we watch that,
uh
it's a Netflix reality. It's super addicting, right?
oh, wait, and they only have 1 season. Oh, sorry, we're talking about Thomas's, but
Yeah.
yours is, it's not, I don't think it's Love at First Sight.
No, it's
Oh,
not Love at First Sight.
Marriage at First Sight.
Marriage at First Sight. There you go. That's the one.
Oh,
Um, arranged marriage. Yeah, it's basically an arranged marriage, and they're spitting out all these statistics that are percentage, like more percentage of arranged marriages are more successful than actual marriages that were the traditional marriage. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
They say that's true. I don't know how much of that
So,
is true.
I watched the Marriage at First Sight, and
Yeah,
I went on um
rabbit
a
hole.
rabbit hole, yeah, and I looked at, like, all of the seasons and how many,
Yeah.
because if you go on Wikipedia, it will tell you how many of them are still together and how many of them are divorced,
Uh-huh.
and I calculated it, and, only about 25% of them stay together.
Oh, on the show.
Mhm.
See, look at that. See, that is why we have Ambrosia on the show, because she's our statistics person.
With trash TV.
That's our
But
next.
I
That's the
love
next
90
live
Day
show.
Fiancé,
Hey, we
like,
just you know what we got to do. We got to get my wife. We got to get Thomas. We got to get you and Thomas's
have a
wife.
90 Day
Have a
Fiancé watch party?
a watch party, and we'll do it live, and we'll. But the thing is, my wife hates when I talk and joke like during the show, and I feel like that's the only thing me and Thomas would probably do. It's like just joke and crack jokes about like these people in the whole entire show. But my
Well,
wife beat me.
why would you not when you have, oh, what's Tiffany's husband's name? Uh,
Which one
Daniel.
is he? Ah,
He's the South African one.
oh yeah.
Uh,
That guy's a
I
weirdo.
I also follow all of the memes on, like, Instagram and stuff about the show, like, so it's like, but one of them said, I cracked up today because he has a gambling problem, and you know how
Yeah,
Tiffany always wears, like, the shirts with
yeah,
the holes, and so they're like,
yeah.
"Tiffany should have left him the moment he started to gamble away her shoulder holes," and I was like, "Yes, yes."
Oh man, yeah. I don't know, dude. That guy, he's now this has turned into like something completely different. This is Wednesday Warriors After Hours because 4 minutes ago we ended the stream, but not really because we're talking about Smut TV now and not comic books.
Yeah. Maybe, but it could be a comic book.
Yeah, there you go. It's a story.
We're
There you
talking
go.
about toxic couples in comic
Yeah,
books, and now we're talking about toxic couples on trash TV.
there you go. If okay, let's do that then. How about this? Who is your toxic couple? You know, we have all these toxic couples in 90 Day, right? Who is the culty of the comic book world?
Ugh, I can't
You know what
stand
I'm talking
Colty.
you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You know
yes.
exactly what I'm talking about.
He's on his 3rd marriage now with Vanessa, who don't get me okay, so just
Oh,
the creep.
yeah, right? I gotta tell my wife.
Uh,
She's probably not even watching. We're talking about
let's
90
see.
Day.
Who would be the creep of 90 Day Fiancé?
Um,
Of, comic book world.
it would probably be, it would probably you know who it is? The culty of the comic book world is, freaking what's his name? Booster Gold.
Oh, that makes sense. Um,
That makes sense. Yep, who
I feel
would you
like
who would you put in there?
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I need a okay. I need to, like
While you thinking about that, I grabbed a couple of books. I grabbed this one.
oh,
I
what is that
I
one?
know
Oh, is that
I know
Rorschach?
I
Oh,
know it
no,
came out
Mr.
like
McCare yeah, Mr. Miracle, it came out last week.
I know it came out last week, but I was in the shop and I saw that they still had one on the shelf and I said, why is that still there? It's mine."
Good call, good call.
So,
I was thinking about Reed Richards too, because I
Reed Richards?
literally just made a TikTok about it yesterday or on Monday about why Reed Richards is the worst husband.
Oh.
And
Okay,
so,
why is he the worst husband?
for multiple reasons. Like, for one, there was, like, the slap of when he slapped, Susan.
Okay.
Granted, she was also, well, she was, like she had, like, a different personality, so he, like, tried to, like, slap her to be like yeah, he's super misogynistic, so maybe he is dude, he is the Colty of the comic book world. He's super misogynistic. He will like, and when a lot of these were written, they were written like what in the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
So it was also the time period. But he would be like, Susan, you're talking too much.
Oh my gosh.
Just go vacuum or something. And then he would also say, Susan's like, I'm gonna go clean, and he's like, just do it quietly, Susan. He
Oh gosh, that's so
uh so there's, like, a ton of those comments, and then also there was the time where he knew all the Fantastic Four were dying, but he decided to not tell any of them. There was also the time where he joined the Illuminati and decided not to tell anyone either.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, he's a douche canoe. You're right, Thomas.
She's like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, he is the Colty, and that's why if they come up with a Fantastic Four, that
This is the
if
cult.
it needs to be John Krasinski who plays him to bring that uncultiness from him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that'd be cool. Well, we know they're coming. We're coming, right? Because we saw that sizzle reel in that 4 at the end. We know it's coming. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Also, Heroes Reborn, actually, that series is doing really good, but this week, one of their spinoffs is Night Gwen, which is a spinoff of
I saw
Spider-Gwen,
I saw
and
that.
I don't know how I feel about that. I
Night
don't
Court.
I don't know. I don't like
Did you
I
did you ever talk about that Heroes Reborn one where it has Luke Cage? I think you and I were
uh
talking about it. It had Luke Cage as like as the police commissioner, and
Oh, yes. Yeah,
it came out like last week or the week before that, and
yeah.
he's so Luke Cage is the police commissioner, and and there's a guy who he partners with who is this superhero or this anti-hero kind of vigilante that has a very similar suit that looks like Batman.
Mhm.
I'm just like
What was his name?
I forget what it was like.
Because the whole thing about Heroes Reborn is that it was basically like a parody of the Justice League.
And
So
that's what it is.
yeah,
That's
which is
what it
it's yeah, it's so I forgot his name, but yeah,
Well,
so
my wife had my son text me. She said, "That's you guys are talking about what do you say? You guys are talking about capes and not Luke Cage and not 90 Day." And I was like, "Well, you missed out, babe, because
yeah,
we just talked about that Reed Richards is the Colty of
the
the
comic
comic
book
book
world.
world."
We're tying in comic books with trash TV, it's great.
He's like super super skeezy. What does Thomas say here? He says
I agree that
he says
Spider-Gwen
Spider-Gwen.
is
Go
too
ahead.
new. Oh, sorry. Is too new. I would have preferred to see a different character because they just gave her a spinoff for King in Black. Did they give her a spinoff in King in Black?
Interesting.
I didn't
Interesting.
know that. I'll be honest. I love Spider-Gwen, and so I'm gonna be really upset if they do a piss poor job of it
Is
in
this
this stuff.
This is probably my wife right here because we were talking about Colty. Elizabeth, I told Ambrosia and my buddy Thomas over here that we're all gonna get together and we're gonna have a 90 Day Fiance watch party and we're gonna talk about it on a live broadcast. So we know you're in. You're in, right? Because
Yes, we
yeah.
have to because
Okay.
I'm obsessed.
Okay. Here's another question before we move on real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Who in 90 Day, who is your favorite couple that you want to see succeed?
On this most recent one,
Yeah.
oh, I'm behind on this season. I'm extremely behind on this season.
Okay,
Uh,
so the ones that you know, the
oh,
season
Gwenum
you know.
versus Carnage had a 3-issue miniseries. Oh, I loved that one, to be
Oh,
honest with you.
Glenum
Sorry.
Purge.
That one was one of my favorites. But in terms of, I haven't watched the season, TBH. But I don't, so I'll have to binge watch it because I was keeping up with all the spinoffs and everything,
Yeah,
um, except for the most recent one.
okay.
But I know, I would want, I know it sounds really strange, but was it Natalia or is it Natalie? The crazy European one, and they live on
Oh,
a farm.
no,
Oh,
oh my
with the
gosh,
curly hair?
yeah, yeah, I like her, she's cool, but, he's just
I
creepy and skeezy, and I'm just like, what's you're up to something, dude, you've got something going on, and
well,
you just,
you would know that something was going on from the moment that he said that he doesn't believe in a higher power, but he believes in aliens. Like that aliens are like his god and that he
he's
said that
nuts.
yeah.
Listen,
So
his mom is a D-bag to her, and and she's like this last episode, they were like in thanks it was like Thanksgiving or something, right? And she has no idea the culture. Like, number one, Thanksgiving is a freaking weird culture, like culture type thing. If you are not American, right? You just like, how? What the heck is this, right?
praise,
What is and Thomas is
praise
praise the
the
lizard
lizard people,
people.
basically.
Dude, they're real. I watched Da Vinci Code. No, just kidding.
Oh, I haven't
Or
watched Da Vinci Code,
or
but
Angels and Demons with the Illuminati. So I think this is my wife. She says, Ambrosia, you are a queen.
oh, yes, I need to respond back to you so we could talk Legos too. You missed our Lego conversation too.
And 90 Day now, because
And
apparently
90
you
Day.
guys there you go. But
Yeah,
yeah, so you want them to succeed? Okay, so if
I think so.
who is the couple in the comic book world that you want to succeed, but maybe they aren't, that is equivalent to their possible relationship?
Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker. But I
Okay.
know that can't
Okay.
happen.
Okay.
But okay, hear me out. If we could
All
have
right.
Spider-Gwen but the thing is that they have alternate universes. So if we could get Spider-Gwen and Peter Parker in the same universe,
There
then
you
I would
go.
love them. Because I am a Gwen Stacy stan, and I can't stand Mary Jane.
Okay.
And
All right.
knowing that they're married just drives me crazy every single time. I can't.
All right. All right, cool. So, all right, I don't have anything else to talk about. We could talk about tons of random stuff
Oh,
later. What else you
okay.
got?
Okay, so in the DC realm, the Joker issue number 4 came out, which I'm excited about. However, I don't think like I think it should be called like James Gordon and not the Joker because it's all about um James Gordon. Like it's him finding the Joker, but it's more of his story than a Joker story.
Okay.
Which I it's a really good story though. So check out that one. Future State Gotham, which is a Red Hood story,
Oh,
uh, which is really good. Justice League: The Last Ride issue number 2 came out.
yeah.
Which that one is about. We don't know why yet, but the Justice League disbands.
Mhm.
But now they all need to come together. Um, but obviously Superman and Batman are angry with each other per usual.
There you go.
But one that came out this week through DC is DC Pride issue number 1. So they Marvel's gonna have one too, but DC beat them to it.
Mhm.
And I believe I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be an anthology of different um LGBTQ plus um
Okay. Mm,
stories in there, so we'll see. And then
cool.
independent wise, Eve issue number 2 came out, which I loved issue number 1.
Mm.
Have you read issue number 1?
I don't think so. No, I've got a copy over here. It's a variant copy. I have not read it.
You should read it. And
Okay.
then so I'm stoked for issue number 2. And then Black Cotton issue number 3 came out.
Yeah, so cool. I'm excited about that one the most. Like it's such a good story. I'm all on board. Like
Yes.
it's a I all everywhere I go, I talk about Black Cotton everywhere I go. Like at this point, they should make me an ambassador to their to their comic shop, their comics. Maybe I should talk to Scout about that. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I don't
No.
want to be that. No, because Thomas was telling me some horror stories about about that world.
Ugh.
Maybe I don't want that. He said Eve, and then he says, the Thing and Doctor Doom. See, you guys are all about Marvel and DC. Like that's why I need you guys on the show because I'm like, the only books I'm reading are Scout. Like, I need to open up my horizon a little bit more right now because there's good stuff coming out now. Like there was such a drag on books for a while.
I'll be honest, DC, like last week when they did their we had 2 books come out. The Conjuring for their horror
Uh-huh.
and so it was The Conjuring and what was the other one called? Oh, I think I have it. The nice house on the lake.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That those
Latest
were
book.
good. And I was surprised to be honest with you. Oh yeah, actually the nice house on the lake is also a um
Black Label.
yeah, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they were actually so good.
Is that is that
Um,
is that in the prestige format or is that just a floppy?
what's a prestige format?
A little bit larger of a
Oh,
format,
no.
like
It's
when they
just
were
a
doing the Superman Year One books. This is like prestige, like magazine kind of format here. Remember
I
those when
don't
this is a Black Label book too,
okay.
and when they
No,
were
it's
dropping these books, they were prestige format.
no, these ones are just
Oh yeah, that's
floppy.
right. God Country got picked up. That's what it
It
was.
did?
Yeah.
I love Donny Cates.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Who picked that up?
Who was it? You know, Thomas. He dropped the information that where I've seen it. I didn't like he's where I
Oh,
see
I
it.
forgot. He
Wonder
has
Woman. Yep. Yeah,
uh
Wonder Woman Dead Earth was Prestige. I might have that here too. I don't know. Maybe not.
wait, he wrote the screenplay? When did this come out?
What's that? Kate's wrote the. Oh, that's awesome. Oh,
I love
that
Donny Cates so
like
much.
you don't hear that they
No,
write the screenplay, and so you know it's gonna be so awesome, love it.
I'm excited. Wait,
Let's
but
do it.
who picked it up?
Um,
News dropped yesterday. I'm on your Geek Network site. I'm trying to find it. So that way you don't have to tell me twice. said.
I don't know.
Uh,
Where's it coming out, Thomas? Come on, where's it coming from? Here he is. There's information right here.
it's coming from Aftershock Media. Oh.
Aftershock Media. Okay,
Wait,
so
is it gonna be like a movie? Is it gonna be on a streaming series?
that's gotta be very intriguing. Interesting. Cool, man. Cool. You got anything else?
No, that was it. This week was kind of light-ish.
Cool. Yeah. I don't think I got anything else. That's all I got. I mean, I got all the books that I had from my. I just got all the books from my Scout box, but that was like last week though. But nothing. I didn't get anything else. He said I can't see who's producing it. To be honest, so excited, but it looks like it's going to be a live action theater release.
Whoa.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I'm all about it, man. Let's see how that goes.
Me too. So.
All right, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us right here on Wednesday Warriors. It's hey, this was a whole lot of fun. We went like 20 minutes over talking about all kinds of crazy cool stuff. Ambrosia, it's been a blast hanging out with you.
Thanks,
now,
you too.
and like we need to start a podcast about 90 Day.
Yes, there's so many out there already too. It's interesting.
I know, it's crazy. My wife listens to one.
Hi, Thomas.
She loves it. All right, Cicada. I told him that we're gonna call him Cicada now because you said cicada last week.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So now Thomas has a new nickname and it's Cicada.
This is why I have my speech card so I could work on my sounds. I'm sorry, Thomas.
Chris at BTO Backbook said, I wondered if Ambrosia got Web of Spider-Man #1. And he said, thanks for sharing.
Yes, I have that one.
What'd you think about it?
I haven't read it.
You haven't read it? She's like, I got it. I got it all day, but I haven't read it yet. If you guys look
Remember I told you I have my stacks of comics that I haven't read.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you guys head on over to TikTok and
actually, I have to comics. Web of Spider-Man. I have to look. Actually, I know it by cover. When did that one come out?
If you guys head over to all of Ambrosia's awesome social media accounts, she just recently did like videos and conversations about how she has stacks and stacks of books that she has not even read yet. Just like anybody else. I got some like literally right here. I haven't read any of those yet.
My goal for this summer though is to get caught up on my reading and to not have any of those.
Same here.
We'll see. Chris, real quick, when did that Spider-Man issue #1 come out?
Web of Spider-Man.
Or Web of Spider-Man.
Web of Spider-Man.
I'm pretty sure I have that one, but I don't remember.
Possibly.
Okay, maybe.
Ambrosia, will you please let everybody know where they can find you on social media? He said he can't really.
I know. I am on Instagram and Twitter at Ambrosia_Linda, and I'm at TikTok at Comics and Cupcakes.
And you could find me. You can find this show right here on. It said it came out today.
What?
It came out today. What? We did not see that one. We got to look it up.
No. I've seen if it was on my pull list.
Yeah, we got to check that out. Oh, if it was on your pull list, they didn't give it to you.
No, let's see.
Sometimes that happens.
Oh, it is. It is on my pull list. I haven't picked it up yet. Ooh, I don't know how I missed that one.
Oops. Hey, it happens. There's so many times that I had to pick and choose which ones to take home with me that week.
Yes. So I have it on my pull list. I'll be getting that one.
Super cool. Super cool. All right, everybody. That is the end of the show. If you guys want to follow us, head on over to Twitter at Wednesday Warriors Live or Wed Warriors Live. We are right there. You can find us at Facebook, Wednesday Warriors. We're exclusively on the Geek Collective. We appreciate all you guys hanging out with us, talking to us right here on Wednesday Warriors. We'd love to hang out with you guys some more. Come back next week and talk about some books, man. We got some cool stuff.
Or
everybody.
90 Day Fiance.
90 Day Fiance, whatever. If you guys want to just talk about that, if it's a downtime, come on, why not? You'll get us going. So cool. Ambrosia, I just want to let this music play. I love this song. There it is. We just gotta. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks, Chris. You guys are awesome. I gotta turn this down and put on our
Outro.
our outro video. You guys are awesome. Peace.